Okay, I think we have enough people here. We'll begin. So this webinar today is going to be talking about SolidWorks training content, as well as a few other topics. And we want to kind of go through them pretty quickly, just make sure everybody knows how to access them, how to use them. And then we'll open it up for some questions in the chat. If you have any questions throughout this entire time, please feel free to ask them in the questions and answer area. I will be answering them afterwards. And then for any of those who sign up for any of the other two sessions of the webinars, those will be this recording redone, but I'll be answering questions throughout the entire time. So if you want to come and just ask questions in the other ones, feel free to join. The topics we're going to go through today are My SolidWorks, how to access and navigate, EDU Space, how to access and navigate as well, new content, and then something bonus for everybody here that joined. So many of us are aware that, SolidWorks, there's content directly within SolidWorks, such as help tutorials and a few others, which are good for features and, learning how to do a fillet specifically and a few other things. But we're going to focus a little bit more on the online content. So to start us off, let's talk about My SolidWorks. We're going to go into how to access, how to navigate, and just talk a little bit more in depth of what's included. So for those who are already aware, My SolidWorks has hundreds of learning paths and modules that you can access for free, or let's say when you're on subscription. The content is for all the different certifications we have: CSWA, CSWP, CSWE, and for those who don't know what that is, that's Certified SolidWorks Associate, Professional, and Expert, as well as other ones like additive manufacturing, and much more. This is something that comes with subscription, so any teacher or student that's using the Student Premium or SEK serial number can get access to My SolidWorks for a year. So that means that each year, when you get the new serial number, you can re-register and basically get another year for free. Now, normally, this is a value of $360 per year per user commercially. So it's a good value you're getting for your students. So please take advantage of it. And I'll go in more detail and more you can see on screen. But on the left-hand side there, you can see guest, standard, professional, student. And you can see that the standard level is almost identical to the student level. It's pretty much all the same things. There's a little bit extra, but it's we're trying to make sure we give as much benefits to students and teachers as we can. Now I'm going to walk through the steps right here on the screen to show you what you need to do in order to get access to My SolidWorks. And I'm also going to show you live because, well, I don't like spending all my time inside PowerPoint. I like showing you exactly what's going on. So to go through the steps, step by step here, and then we'll show them live. You're going to go to mysolidworks.com, my.solidworks.com. You click join in the top right. You create a 3D Experience ID. You log in. Then you click your name in the top right and click on My Profile. Then in the middle of the screen, you're going to click on My Subscription, and then you're going to click Register for Student. Once you fill out the information for that with your 9020 serial number, that's 24 digits long, then you're good to go. So we're going to do that live. I'm not actually going to put a serial number in and show that, but you'll see that if you do it yourself and your school's an active subscription, you'll have no issue doing this. So let me switch over to live here. All right. So on mysolidworks.com, as I mentioned, you would click up in the top here, and actually I'll log out real quick. So you would click join, or right here. You would fill out this information to basically register on My SolidWorks. Once you've done that, you would then basically click on login and type in your information. One moment. So I'm just going to log in as a guest user here. Probably help if I got the password right. All right. Once you log in, you can click on this test user icon or your name at the top right, the drop down. You're then going to click on My Profile. Once it logs into My Profile, you can put any information you want in here, your interests, your skills, different things about you, if you'd like to share that with others that are on My SolidWorks. I'm going to focus on clicking on My Subscription. And in here, you'll see that currently I'm signed up as a guest because I have not, registered or bought a commercial license or a professional license. You'll see here we have register for student. And just to go through this again, you can see that hundreds of free tutorials. You get access to all the tutorials. Now you don't get access to all of the e-courses that are in the paid area for commercial, for standard and professional, but you do get access to pretty much everything else. So if I click on register, you'll see here I can put a school name in. So for example, I could put Dassault Systems. I could choose the year of graduation when I'm graduating. School URL is completely optional. And then specifically here, you put in your 9020 serial number. So you want to put in the serial number that you use for students and teachers at home. And just a reminder, when you buy SolidWorks, you get a 97 serial number. That's a network or the FlexNet server that, let's say, has 60 users. And then after that, you also get a separate serial number, 9020, with the equal number of activations on it for your students and teachers to use at home. So this is on their personal computer, or if the school does bring your own device or whatever you'd like to do, that's where they'd use it on their own device. Now, when you type this information in here, you would then basically get access to my SolidWorks guest. And actually, you know what? I'll do that live. One moment. All right. So what happens here is you'll see now, once I put the serial number in and click register, you're going to get all the information up top here with regards to the different prep courses automatically. You'll see the registration date with the expiration date, the status. So when this expires on the expiration date, all you have to do here is go down to change. You click change, you swap the serial number out for the new serial number that the school has, and then you click update again, and you're good to go. Now, I will say there's one thing. If you do switch to commercial, you graduate, you go work for a company, and your company uses standard or professional, there is no way to downgrade back to student. So if you're still a student, make sure you keep using the student information. All right, let's hop back to and also one thing I want to share on the home screen, if you forgot the steps that I just mentioned, don't worry. The first icon here on this rotating display of cards, the first one is actually for how to register as a student. So if you click on that and you click learn more, you'll see that the information is right here. It goes through step by step what to do. Now, because I'm logged in and registered, it's just showing it to me. But if I wasn't logged in, it would show the information right now. And for those asking for me to repeat the steps, this is a recorded webinar. We will be posting it afterwards, and you'll be able to go through those steps. And I'll hop back to the presentation just so you can see the steps on the screen. So just to do those steps one more time, go to mysolidworks.com, click on join in the top right, create a 3D Experience ID if you don't already have one, log in, and then click your name in the top right and the drop down and click my profile. In the middle of the screen, you'll see click my subscription. And then you'll have click register for student on the right hand side. And then you fill out the information with your 9020 serial number and you're good to go. Now, while we're talking about My SolidWorks, let's talk a little bit about what you have in here. So I'm sure many people here want to get certified in SolidWorks. So if we were to type CSWA in and click search, you'll see many different types of filters on the left hand side. I always go straight to training. You want to make sure you're selecting training, so you're isolating just the ones that are training content. And you'll see here we have things like CSW practice exam, practice parts, the full assembly for the practice exam as well. And as you go further down, you'll see ones like CSW prep course. Now you might see that this one is a learning path, and then you'll see others further down might be called learning module. A learning path is a group of modules. So if we click on this, we go to CSW exam prep course. You will see here we have multiple different lessons. Each lesson on this, for those who know the exam, is going to go through a feature or a sketch entity or a sketch tool for all the different things you need to learn in order to prepare for the exam. Now, when I took the exam, this is exactly what I did. I went through the list of all the different criteria I needed to know. And then I did the practice exam and I took it. Obviously, you can prepare a lot more for it and spend a lot more time making sure you're good to go. But you can see we have 44 different videos going through all the different things you need to know for the exam, one by one. So as a teacher, for those who are teachers in here, if you ever want your students to practice, let's say you're going to show a linear pattern in class the next day, you can easily go in here and you can click on linear pattern, go through it, and then you'll be good to go. You'll be prepped the next day in order to do that in class. But this also works for other things. And also, if you do like the content, so let's say I want to save this, I can click add to my training. So see on the top here underneath training, I have my training. If I go to this, you'll see that it saves it directly there. So if you're using this in class and you're working a lot on it, you can save those trainings directly in there. Now I can do the same thing if I were to look like something for additive manufacturing. So I can type in additive. I can search and you'll see additive manufacturing as an introduction, as a lesson, but then we also have the learning path. So there is an exam on additive manufacturing. And if you were to try to prepare for the exam, this is exactly what you would go through. You would go through all the list here of all these individual videos, just 10 videos, anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes a piece, and you'll be able to go through and prepare for the exam. So there's lots of content in here, lots of practice, and you'll be good to go when it comes to exams as long as you go through the content on here. So we're going to switch back over to the PowerPoint real quick, and we're going to talk about EDU space. So EDU space is another area. This is more for our 3D Experience platform, for those who've heard of that. And this is where our content lives with regards to if you've ever done our Simulia products, CATIA products, even some of our X-Design or X-App products, this is where a lot of that content lives. So this is for all the outside of the SolidWorks brand and some SolidWorks brand stuff, but this is where all of our other content commercially and educationally lives for everything, you name it, from machine learning to advanced simulation stuff to CATIA stuff, you name it. It's all inside of here. Now, this is a little bit different because there's so much content in this area and it's across all of our brands. This is where, in order to get access to this, if you're on subscription, you need to talk to your partner, your value-added reseller, or the partner sales managers to get access. It's not a very difficult process, but it's upon request. It's not automatically granted. So you would easily be able to do that and reach out to us. Now, jumping ahead a little bit, I want to show you quickly what that looks like. So let me show that on the screen. So EDU space, you can see here, I can go to the catalog and I'm logged in as just a test user as a guest access. So I don't have access to everything because I didn't talk to my partner sales manager to get access. But if we were to look through, you can search for industry. So if you're working with commercial companies in the aerospace industry or whatever you're working with, I can go up top here and search for specific things like academic, and I can see the different academic content we have. I'm gonna search that real quick. Oh. One sec. Let's go home here. All right. Never mind. That's because I'm logged in as a guest. That's why. If I was logged in as my internal one, you'd see more content. But as a guest, you don't have much content. But normally these are, learning modules. We'll be showing like 1,500 different modules. So in here, there's lots to learn, lots to go through. For those who do CATIA, Simulia, you name it, everything is in here. So this is our other learning content area. Some of you might have seen this format before. This is what we use for some of our 3D Creator or our X-App learning content. But yep, there's tons of content in here as well. And just as a reminder, you would have to reach out to your partner sales manager and your partner in order to get access to this. So the next thing I want to show is I want to talk about something new. So as someone who's worked with many teachers and taught teachers in the past, the teacher, if you will. I think we needed some more stuff to basically help schools and help you work through the classroom environment, especially for any new teacher that comes in that might have the existing teacher's content, but maybe you want to make it your own. So we've created something new here. This is going from level 0. So basically knowing nothing about SolidWorks all the way up to CSWA and potentially more in the future, like the CSWP. But we did a survey, which some of you might have answered. And the survey is basically asking how you want to learn. And the top 2 things on almost every category, except for teachers, was step-by-step with short videos and practice problems. Now, teachers put in-class learning first, completely understood, because, a little bit biased there, but that's perfectly fine. But still, their 2 and 3 were exactly the same. We've also added a full video solution as well as a knowledge check. So basically you can use this in class or for homework. And this is going to be coming very soon. It's 40 plus hours of content. There's over 40 different problems and step-by-step. And, I want to give you guys a little glimpse to show you what it looks like because I'm very excited for it. So we're going to show a quick little glimpse of what it is. And hopefully people are excited for it to come out in just over a week. So this is an example of one of the problems and what it would look like to navigate. You can see here we have 2 different problems on the left-hand side. This is in the first level or level 1. And in this level, even if I'm in the introduction area, it's going to be talking about the different skills we're going to learn. We're going to learn sketch profiles as well as sketch and extrude and profiles, all the different content, as well as directly to the course on my SolidWorks to access those. Now, in the problem, you can always look at the full part whenever you want. So if you're someone that knows SolidWorks already and you just want to practice, you can just click on this and go. Or you can go down and you can choose step-by-step, solution video, or knowledge check. So for some who like to see the text, what to do in a short video, this is perfect for you. For those who like the YouTube style, just full video content, just showing how to make it, that option is there as well. And for those who just want to skip right to the answer and want to basically try to type it in and guess it based on this original part up here, you can do that as well. So if I click on step-by-step, this will go into the step-by-step area where every single part and section is laid out. So step 1, opening SolidWorks, creating a new part and so on. Step 2, how to do the unit systems, changing them specifically to what we want for this part, and even watching the short video where it's basically only between 10 and 30-second videos. Every section goes through more steps, and it even gets to the part where you're getting to sketching, and at any point on any one of these dimension sketch entities, you can actually reference the original part whenever you want. So it's always right there, and if you're working on a sketch, well, you can expand out the sketch. So if you want to just try it on your own before actually reading the steps, which some of us might enjoy doing when we're assembling furniture, just try to do it without actually reading. Well, you can do that. So you're able to basically look at that and go through it. But if you want to go through the step-by-step and see the way that we did it, you're happy to go through that as well. Now, at the end of this, when you get all the way down to the bottom, you're going to be able to jump to either the solution video, or you can navigate straight to the knowledge check. And this is where you can actually look at putting in the answer for what the volume is or the masses of this part. Now, this goes from basic parts to more advanced parts. So we have a little bit of everything. And by the end of this, you're going to be over-prepared for the CSWA exam. So the plan is to basically allow it as something as an aid you can use in the class. For students that want to learn on their own, perfect for you as well. Professionals as well. If you want to learn, just kind of brush up on your SolidWorks skills, it's going to be made for everybody. But mainly for the teachers, if you want to have something that's kind of designed as a workflow that gets you to a goal, this is a template that you could use and then make your own. And that's the purpose of this. So hopefully that was exciting. One thing I want to show on the screen here is something else we made. For those who are not aware, what you get and what SolidWorks has to offer when it comes to subscription benefits as well as the products and everything else. This is something that you can talk to your partner about and get from them. It's a flyer we put together so that you can see everything that's included. For example, I mentioned before the network license you get with the school, as well as the access to the student access or the SEK certifications, which I didn't talk about earlier, but you get one-to-one certifications for 10 plus different certifications every year. So if your school bought 60, you would get 60 of each of the different certifications. And that is something that you get to give out or sign up yourself and give out to students. And you would be the proctor as the teacher or professional. And for any students out in this call as well, please reach out to your school. If you are doing SolidWorks and you're on subscription, you should have access to these certifications as well to build your resume, and a lot more. Now, the extra thing before we get into questions, what I want to share is that for anybody who joined today, you are actually going to get one of each of the certifications below in order to take in 3dexperience.virtualtester.com. So this will be connected directly to the email you used today. If for some reason you have an account on a different email, you can merge those accounts afterwards. But for everybody here, you're going to be getting 3D Experience Collaborative Industry Innovator, 3D Experience 3D Swimmer, as well as CSWA Additive Manufacturing. So this is something that hopefully can help everybody get a little more certifications under their belt. But this is something we wanted to, give to you as thank you for joining the webinar today. And there's quite a few of you in here, so we really appreciate it. Thank you everybody for attending, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Have a good day.